Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you? Excited to be here.
Dieketseng, I'm so excited. I think for me the most amazing thing is the fact that this was inspired by a conversation that you had with Roxana Naidu, which is she's a global director of global strategy at Latita Africa. You met at an event.
Yes,
What
we
event
did.
was this?
It was a networking networking event in Sandton. Yeah.
So there's value in networking.
There's
Can you
value in
imagine? So
networking.
you just went to a networking event, and after you
Yes.
went to that networking event, now it lands you here.
Yeah, and there's also value in sharing your story.
We're gonna talk a lot about the story. We really are gonna talk a lot about the story. So let's start off by asking, who is Dieketseng?
All right, Dieketseng is first and foremost a child of God, right? Um, she is a mother and she's a professional,
Okay.
yeah, and businesswoman.
Professional businesswoman. I love how you're starting with self, from a faith perspective, and then you go to mom mode.
Mom mode.
That's where I want to tap
My proudest
into.
role, yeah, that's motherhood is my proudest role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, we have a corporate social investment program that we run at Latita Africa, and it's called More Than a Moment. And one of the beautiful things I would assume, and actually not even assume, I would say very proudly, is as a mother, you have a lasting impact that lasts more than a moment in the lives of the young ones that you are responsible for. What does that look like for you? That lasting impact. What does it look like to your children? Being a mom, creating lasting moments that go beyond just one little moment.
Yeah, it's such a huge role to play, to be honest, because when you become a mother, you are so doubtful. Am I going to be a good mother? Because here is a whole human being that is being entrusted in your hands, and the decisions that you make in your life that concern them, those decisions can impact your children for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely.
So I think we don't have a roadmap as parents, but I always go back to the creator. I even when my children were born, the prayer was always, God, these are your children. I'm the vessel through which they come into this earth with their gifts, with everything. They come with everything. In as much as I'm a steward, to them, but they are here to live their own lives, to teach me a lot. And yeah, so I just have to nurture and try to bring that out of them, instead of deciding who they are. Yeah,
And that's a lifetime stamp.
that's a that's a lifetime stamp. So yeah, I rely a lot on guidance from above, because I
Yeah,
can't do it on
and
my
on your
own.
own.
You always have doubts as a parent. Am I doing the right thing here? Am I causing trauma to this child by
Yeah,
doing, like, you're always conflicted? But when you know that your heart is in a good place and you're being led,
yeah,
then
yeah.
you can rest in that.
Sure. So I'm going to lead into the Dress Her in Dignity
Okay.
campaign, which is why we are
Oh,
here.
yeah, yeah.
We really want to be focusing on the different character traits that women carry. And you already sitting here, I'm just feeling that sense of nurturing that comes from you. That comes from you. And it's like, nothing is a worry. Even if it is, nothing is a worry. You are calm, but that sense of nurturing. Um, you know, you're going to be speaking to the woman that nurtures. And your story speaks about the home, the role that the woman plays in the home. So can I bring it to your story now? Let's narrate the story. I wanna know, what work have you performed in the home that had a real economic and social value, but it was rarely recognized?
Okay. I became a mother at the age of 23, right?
Okay.
So I was still very young. Still, yeah, like I don't know. At 23, you're thinking
Yep. Yep.
you're thinking you know what you're doing until you find out that actually maybe you don't know, right? So, but when I became a mother and a wife, I poured myself into it 100% because yes, I didn't know much, but I knew that I had to. My role was to make sure that my children experience the warmth of a family, right? So I poured myself into it. I would make sure that everything in the home, like a home executive, if you will.
Yes, yes,
A home
yeah.
executive, it's a type of job that you don't get paid for. There's no salary for it. But
That's
if you were to do it
that's
in
why I
the
said work at
yes,
work. It wasn't recognized at work.
it wasn't
It's work at
recognized.
home.
Yeah. So the nurturing, the making sure that breakfast is on the table at a certain time,
Yeah.
maintaining a routine. You know that a dinner is on the table at a certain time because children need routine.
Yeah.
So to make sure that everything runs smoothly in the home, being that emotional support for everyone, that is the type of work that I have done in the home that I didn't get paid for, and it's not recognized as paid work, which is the type of work that if I were to do in the corporate space, I would be paid for it.
Absolutely.
Because the support goes as far as even to your partner, your husband,
Yeah.
when he's got business people coming through, you have to be the PA.
Sure.
You have to
Sure.
be
Sure.
the what is it, the not PA, make him look good,
Yeah.
right?
You're the PR agent.
PR. The PR, you smile even if
Yeah.
you don't feel like
Yeah.
it, but because you
Just
know
after you've
that
had a fight, you
yes,
still.
because you know that this is where the bread and butter is coming from.
Yeah.
So that's the role you play that you'll be paid for if you were in corporate, but in the home, it's like it's not recognized,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
So and I see this happening a lot. Like I'm a family law attorney
Okay.
professionally, and I see this happening a lot. Women really underestimate the roles that they play, how powerful the roles they play are, because if the home is not running smoothly, you're gonna walk out there limping, because you need that stability at home for you to be able to thrive in the workspace.
Sure. So, you've already unpacked so many different layers of this conversation. I want to go back to you being the home executive, to you not being recognized. Can you give us a small little snippet of the story that you shared with Roxana Naidu What is that story?
Okay, I'm not sure where to start, but I was a stay-at-home wife, mother, in my past life. And yeah, as I've already explained, you know, there was a lot that I did on a daily basis, which was not recognized. It's just, we keep it moving. It's
Yeah.
routine,
Yeah.
but someone is actually putting in the work, and that person was me. So at the end of that marriage, because it ended at the end of that marriage, that's when I realized that I was so upset that I had done so much work that I could not now point at and say I did that.
Sure.
Because when a marriage ends, there's a legal process that is involved.
Yes.
And when you look at the legal process, at the time I wasn't an attorney, so I didn't really know much about the law and things like that. So when reality hit, I left the home without anything. I didn't know that, I didn't know my rights in the marriage to begin with. And I had zero financial literacy.
Sure.
I didn't know anything. I literally just left as I am, and I looked back at the years that I had poured myself into that union, and because it was a customary union, and realizing that in the legal process I can't point to it. I can't point to anything, but the person that can pay for the house, pay for the cars, they can say, I bought that, I bought that, But can you point to, I cooked 5 million meals? You can't, So you feel so cheated, you feel so powerless, you feel so angry.
I can only imagine what, from a practical side, what this has done to your dignity, and your level of confidence. So I want to know, was there ever a moment when you didn't have full visibility over the household finances and you were left feeling vulnerable and you were feeling like you were highly dependent maybe on your husband, or you were feeling like you were unprepared for life after marriage because, like you said, you were not handling the finances. You could not point out what you contributed in the marriage and in the family from a legal standpoint. So is there a moment that you can think about where you did not have full visibility over the household finances?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I didn't even really fully understand the flow of money in the household, where the money is really coming from and where is it really going.
Oh my word.
Which assets we own.
I like that. Which assets we own.
Yeah, well,
You forget that because you're in a
yes.
and this is the customary marriage.
Yeah, but you see, yeah, it's also a lack of understanding of your legal position as well.
Yeah.
Because as a customary wife, you don't really think you are entitled to anything. I mean, even your families or his family, they will tell you, no, you're just a customary wife. You understand what I mean? So it's so important to understand what your position, your legal standpoint, from a legal standpoint, what is your legal position in that marriage? Because then it guides your decision making. It gives you a roadmap and you don't find yourself in a situation where I found myself, where I was invisible,
Ish, yeah.
both within in the marriage and after the marriage, because I remember very distinctly having to ask money for everything.
To the level of sanitary towels.
To the level of sanitary. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember very well not even being given, say, like an allowance. I hear people talking about allowances now.
It's new to you.
It's new to me. You were not given an allowance. And in fact, I was in such a situation that even money wasn't given to me. If I needed something, they paid for it. You know. So there's zero independence. You are like a child basically in that marriage. And it strips you off of your dignity, obviously, because you have no say. You were just, you understand what I mean? So I experienced that during the subsistence of the marriage. But when that union ended, right, it got even worse. Because I remember I walked away with nothing. And secondly, there was a long custody battle.
Yeah.
Which I didn't afford.
Yeah.
Right? Couldn't pay legal fees, right? Just couldn't afford lawyers. I tried. Look, my family stepped in for a while. But at some point, obviously, you run out of funds because these matters can take a very long time.
Yeah.
And in my case, it was some years.
Sure.
And as a result, I ended up having to throw in the towel. And he ended up living with my kids.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
As a mom, that's the most daunting.
I thought I was dying.
Daunting, yeah.
It was so painful. Like, because, the reason I was a stay-at-home, look, I didn't mind being a stay-at-home mom because I'd always planned that, you know what, I want my kids to have me. I'm a home builder. I don't mind that. But I totally ignored the financial side of things, which is something that I wouldn't advise anyone who wants to be a homekeeper to do that. You can be at home with your children, but it's important to know what's happening with the finances to make sure that you are covered, both legally and financially. Make sure that you consult your attorneys, consult your financial advisor. Know the taxes. What tax obligations are there? Inform yourself. Be the type of woman that is curious, about everything that affects your life. And obviously, if it affects you, it's gonna affect the lives of your children, their livelihood.
So you are focusing primarily here on the finances. That it's important to know what affects your income.
Absolutely.
To understand your taxes, to understand, I guess, the budget that you operate with.
And know where the documents are.
Documents.
The will, where's the will?
Oh my, and what's in it?
What's in it? Where's your marriage certificate? Do you understand your marriage regime? What does it mean? Like if you're married in community of property or you're married out of community of property, what does that mean to you, and how does that affect how you build your finances in the marriage?
So you're saying, as a home executive, majority of women, or some women, they're not participating in the financial decisions of the home.
They're not participating.
What message do you have for women who were like you in terms of managing the finances?
Be courageous enough to admit if you don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't want to appear like you don't know. You want to appear confident all the time. No, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, don't be prideful.
Don't be prideful.
Yeah.
Yes, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You might feel embarrassed, but actually when people look at it, it's actually not embarrassing. That's why we have financial advisors there.
Yeah.
That's why we have legal practitioners there.
Yeah.
They're there to advise exactly the type of person who doesn't know, who doesn't understand.
Yeah.
You know, as a lay person, you're not expected to know these things.
Yeah.
And if you look at our education system, I'll take it all the way back to the education system. We're not taught about money.
So financial literacy is important at a life skills level, and tax education is important at a life skills level.
Absolutely. At that level.
Yeah.
I feel like
High school.
from now moving forward, women, and not only women, individuals in
Yes.
general,
Okay.
should learn about financial literacy at an early age so that it's a muscle that they build as you go along. Because if you meet these things at a later point in your life, it's painful because you have to now unlearn certain habits that you have already gotten accustomed to.
Yeah.
If you are an emotional spender, for instance,
Yeah.
you have to first learn to undo that before you can correct how you manage your finances.
I can attest to that. Being a part of Latita Africa, which is a tax, legal, and advisory firm, you see the after effects of not being financially literate and financially savvy, because people end up with your tax debt that could have been prevented if I knew how to manage my money well. But it's never too late to fix.
That's why I'm saying where you are,
You start there.
You start
And in terms of it not being late, I want to find out, how did you move on? What did you do to take this lemon and turn it into lemonade? Yeah. I mean, you move from depending on someone and someone else's knowledge, and now you're getting to a point of making informed choices. What does these informed choices look like? And how did you move on?
Okay. So, as I mentioned earlier, that there was a legal battle, and that legal battle really knocked me. It knocked my confidence as a mother. Just coming out of a marriage with nothing to show for it, nothing to show for it. It does something to you as a person, and now you have to face other people outside, like say for instance your
family, friends,
who are judging, right? And you have to depend on their help. You understand?
Yeah.
You are an adult now.
Yeah.
You are in your 30s.
Sure.
You have to depend on other people.
So you're starting all over again.
You're starting all over again from zero, right? It knocks your confidence so much. You feel like a failure. You feel like you don't even see the future that clearly. You start to doubt your capabilities. But luckily, I have a family, a supportive mother.
Beautiful.
And grandmother and my kids. I mean, they now that they are older, my kids are always very happy when they see me achieving things. They always be like, "Mom, go, you can do this," because they understand where I'm coming from and what I had to overcome, to be the person that I am today. So from that encouragement, and obviously from my walk with God, luckily I was able to pick myself up and enroll into university to get my law degree, right?
Okay.
Which I did.
Okay.
And it was very difficult because I was older.
Yes.
Going back to school. I was scared because I was thinking they're gonna say, "Why is she? Why is she here?" Because you've got children who are coming straight out of high school, getting into varsity, and you're in the same class with them, because I was doing it full time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because at that time I said the work that I was doing, which was a very entry level job, that the only job I could really qualify for at that time, seeing I had no qualification, no skills, and so forth after the separation. I was like, I don't know what it's gonna look like. I was nervous, but when I got there, you know what? I just told myself, we're all here to learn. There's no age to it.
Absolutely.
We're all here to learn, and it was a very pleasant experience. And I then completed the degree, got my LLB.
Okay.
And then I proceeded to do my articles, and I got admitted as an attorney. And
congratulations!
Yes, thank you.
Wow. So, what's your area of focus?
My focus is on family law.
What?
Yeah, because it was inspired by my personal
story.
journey. Yeah,
Yes.
because I just remembered the woman I was coming out of that marriage, clueless, powerless. I couldn't even talk to anyone.
Sure.
I didn't even know who to reach out to. Me running out of legal fees, not being able to afford, not understanding really what's happening from the legal standpoint. I didn't really understand what was going on.
Yeah.
I was just on the receiving end of the process.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what, I need to educate myself about this. I need to understand it, so that if anyone has to go through this again, they don't have to do it by themselves.
Sure.
I can be there to hold somebody else's hand.
And you're holding them from experience. You understand every single milestone that they are going through. Sure. So I wanna find out from you, what's the one financial or tax matter that you believe every woman should understand for herself? That one tax matter or financial matter. So even if it's a home executive, and somebody else is managing their finances, what would this woman need to do? This is Women's Month, right? In this week,
Such an important month.
In this week, how do we empower this woman that was once you? They are in this, they don't know how to move. What can they do in this week just to take back the control, I guess, from the finances perspective?
I like what you're saying, taking control. If you are not yet in a position where you feel like you're in control of your finances, one thing that you can do this week, if you're married, consult your attorney, find out what your marriage contract means for you in that marriage, right? Once you know that, consult your tax attorney.
Please.
Find out what the tax implications of that marriage, and what you need to be careful of, what you need to be aware of, right? Go to your financial advisor, find out about possible investments, just use this time, this month. Today you can go and I understand maybe attendees you're going to pay and things like that, but there are attorneys who give advice online.
Yeah.
Maybe you can tap into those, and then you can also, something that you don't have to pay for is sit with a financial advisor. Right? Know exactly where you are financially. Don't be scared to look, because a lot of people are scared to look at where they are at the moment, because they know that they've got debts there, but they don't actually know the figures, what it looks like. It's very scary and intimidating if you're not financially literate. But just be brave this week, today, and go and consult your financial advisor. Find out where you are and which steps you can take moving forward to make your financial ecosystem better.
What about asking the husband? Is that an easy task, or is it difficult when you are in it?
It's difficult. Some men are not so forthcoming when it comes to financial conversations. But I think it's important to have those conversations. And if maybe just the two of you, it will be a problem. You can have a financial advisor for both. You both can sit in front of that financial advisor, or you can try some kind of, I don't know, if there's a mental block, go to counseling. Go to counseling and go and discuss, how you can overcome those blockages. But take the step, because not knowing about your finances is so detrimental to to getting ahead.
It's such a powerful insight that you're giving. I think a lot of women, home executives right now, those who are nurturing the homes, they are not thinking about the finances. And this conversation, I'm hoping that it's going to get to trigger that thought process for you. And you start the conversation. So now, while they are thinking about starting the conversation and looking for the documents and contacting the financial advisor and the tax practitioner and looking at the finances, I want to ask in closing a message from you. This is Dress Her in Dignity campaign. That's the name of we want to dress this nurturing woman in dignity. We want to bring her dignity back. Please. So I want to ask, a woman is dressed in dignity when she nurtures?
A woman is dressed in dignity when she understands her identity, number one. When she's grounded in her identity, she understands what she brings to the table, right? And she's able to make informed decisions about her life and the people that she loves.
Sure.
So she's dressed in dignity when she has her power back.
Oh, there you have it. Thank you so much, Dieketseng, Ramaema. You've just given me my power back. And I'm hoping that it's trickling down to you too. Please enjoy this conversation and take what you need to take from it so that you too can be dressed in dignity. That's it from us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.